Today on Hampton Roads Business Weekly, it's all about local.
From one of the area's largest employers to a luxury watch company based right here in Hampton Roads.
Tick-tock, Hampton Roads Business Weekly starts right now.
Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Cheryl Tan.
And I'm Zach Miller. Welcome to Hampton Roads Business Weekly, a weekly look at the businesses and entrepreneurs making an impact right here in Hampton Roads.
This week, we're buying local. I talked with Barden Winstead from Land & Coats, an outdoor power equipment company. We talked about why they are big supporters of the Buy Local movement. We are talking about the benefits of buying local with Barden Winstead, one of the owners of Land & Coats Outdoor Power Equipment. I know you have 7 locations in Virginia. We're in your Chesapeake location. Thanks so much for talking with us today.
It's great to be here.
Barden, you grew up in this environment.
Yes, Land & Coats is 71 years old. My father bought it 35 years ago, and my brothers and I worked in the business growing up, working in the back, working in the shop, putting equipment together.
Did you, way back then, think that you would be running the business now?
Not always. We all three worked in the business growing up, and then we all three had to go work other places out of college for at least 5 years. I did that, and then after about 7 or 8 years, decided to come back and work in the family business.
You were telling me earlier that your dad said, go do something else. That even if you were to come back later, he said you needed to do something different.
Yes, he did. He required us to go work somewhere else for 5 years, and I didn't necessarily want to come back right after college because it's hard work. It's long hours. It's really busy in the springtime. So,
yeah.
After about 7 years, I decided to come back.
What was that pulled you back into the business?
Working for yourself definitely is rewarding, and that's probably what pulled me back.
Mm-hmm. And as far as what you did before you came back here?
I worked right out of college, I worked in commercial real estate for about 7 or 8 years, and working for the man is not always as rewarding as working for yourself.
Mm-hmm. And so you realized that and decided to grow the business. Talk a little bit about your business. What does it do? How is it different?
We sell and service outdoor power equipment, so we don't just sell it and turn our backs on the customer. We are here after the sale to provide service and support for homeowners and commercial customers. You know, we view our customers as a lifelong partnership. Mm-hmm. You know, once you leave without a piece of equipment, then if you have issues, you can come right back here, see the person that sold it to you, and get some help.
We talked earlier too about second generation business owners, family-owned business owners, and how a lot of them don't make it. Mm-hmm. Do you know why maybe yours has?
We have made the successful transition to the second generation, and my brothers and I get along for the most part. My dad always told us that, a lot of the family businesses don't make it to the second generation, and we work well together, and the business has grown and been successful, so there's plenty to do, and it's good having, a partner that cares as much as you do.
Mm-hmm. And we're talking also about the benefits of buying local. Do mm-hmm. you see, as you have expanded your reach with new stores, that there are true benefits to the local economy from what you're doing?
Absolutely. I mean, we obviously hire local people. We spend our money local. We try to do that when at all possible. We order pizzas from the local guy down the street.
Right.
When we have a school or something for our customers. So there's benefit to buying local, employing local people, and trying to keep your money in the community.
Mm-hmm. And the benefits also to the employees as they have this pride mm-hmm. in something that is here, that is staying here.
Sure. Yes, I mean, we sell a lot of steel products. They're produced here locally. That's a big selling feature for us. Yeah.
Some challenges that you'd like to share with us as far as maybe working together with family members or even growing in an area where you have bigger box stores with maybe bigger budgets?
It's not, we don't really view the big box stores as necessarily a competitor because they don't service after the sale, and they sell some of the products we sell. They sell them for the same price. We're hopefully able to gain those customers because we provide service after the sale. And I will say we see more and more people coming in our store looking for service and support. And it's not always about the price, it's about what are you going to do for me after the fact, especially with this type of equipment.
Right, right. I mean, there's so many ways to get a deal, but at the end of the day, people want that relationship, and you found that.
Sure, absolutely. That's our type of customer.
Thanks for sharing your story and talking about your success. Barton Winstead, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Coming up next, we're going to class things up a bit with a company making watches with men's style in mind. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Hampton Roads Business Weekly. We're here with Randy Williams and Tally Twine, the president. Randy, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right,
Zach.
so you guys create amazing watches. What's the most unique thing about these watches?
I would have to say our design. What I learned early on when getting into the marketplace is that you have to have something that differentiates you from the competition. One of the reasons that I started Tally Twine is because I noticed that most of the players in our price range were copying the styles of more luxury brand watches, and they were just duplicates of the most popular brands. So what we decided to do is do something that when people notice your watch, they notice that it was something different about it and they had to ask you about it.
You manufacture these where, and how did you guys figure out that process? A lot of people that have products that need to be manufactured, they have a difficult time figuring out how to do all that. Where do you guys get them done, and how did you figure out how to do that?
Good question. Well, we have a manufacturer in Asia, and we found out about our manufacturer really through trial and error. I didn't have any previous experience in manufacturing or getting a product made overseas. But I am a graduate of YouTube University, and so I was able to find a manufacturer that met our specifications. So basically, we used a site that you might be familiar with, Alibaba.com, and we went through the process of verifying several manufacturers and got samples from all of those manufacturers until we decided on somebody who had, reputable clients and also gave us a good product.
So you have a good product, it's good quality. How do you guys get in front of people? How do you guys sell it? How do you do your marketing?
We started with Kickstarter. We did only pre-orders to raise the money for it, if you're familiar with how crowdfunding works.
Yep.
And that gave us an international fan base, customer base right away. So we were able to get about 280 pledges, and these were people from all over the world.
And $25,000.
And $25,000.
Right.
And these were people from all over the world. And so with those purchases from all over the world, we had an email list. And then we also had the word of mouth from those people sharing and posting their pictures online and telling their family and friends about Tally Twine. So that gave us a good launching pad.
What are some good things that you guys have done since the crowdfunding?
Since crowdfunding, our biggest friend has been social media. As you know, the mobile phone and the computer screen, those are the new screens. It's no longer the television. And that really levels the playing field for small businesses like ourselves. So we use social media. We focus on two social media websites that would benefit our product the most, and that was Facebook and Instagram. Because we have a visual product like the watches, I knew that having those online and having people actually see someone wearing them and displaying them would generate a lot more interest than, say, maybe Twitter or some other form of social
media. Let's dive into one of those. Let's say you're going to go home today and you're going to post something on Instagram. What exactly are you going to do? How do you decide what picture to take, and then what kind of text around it and hashtags are you looking for that will get you kind of the most exposure?
I think it always starts with a beautiful photo. That's what gets people talking about the images the most. So if something is beautiful, if it's framed correctly, if it's creative, we kind of start there. So say, for example, I might take a picture of our watch and really zoom in on the details of the side engraving.
So you're not going to take a picture of me and you and post that?
Hey, that might work too. Maybe for our Facebook community. Yeah. But I'm glad you mentioned that, because the community that you're posting on is important too. So something on Instagram is going to be a little bit more artistic.
Right.
Something on Facebook is going to be something a bit more shareable, because we really want to get as many eyeballs as possible. So we want people to say, hey, take a look at this. Randy is on the Hampton Roads Business Weekly show.
Right.
So definitely.
How did you come up with the name?
Tally Twine, again, trying to separate myself from some of the other companies in the area. So other companies, the trend that I've noticed is that companies are shortening their names. So I wanted to go in a totally different direction. I said, I want to make this as long as possible, and then on top of that, I'm going to put this long name right on the watch. We're not going to use any sort of stylized logo. We're going to use a text logo to differentiate ourselves. So Tally and Twine is actually an intersection in Portsmouth. So it used to be a very, very bad neighborhood, crime-riddled neighborhood, but now there's new developments there, and those people that were living in that neighborhood now have an opportunity to be homeowners. And so for us, it represents that transition. You don't have to finish how you started.
I love it. Randy, thank you so much.
Thank you for
Keep
having
up the
me.
good
man.
work.
We're going inside the Navy Exchange next on Hampton Roads Business Weekly. But first, we'd love to hear from you. So if you have questions or comments during the show, tweet us at HRBizWeekly. We're back right after the break.
Thrilled to talk once again with retired Admiral Robert Bianchi, the CEO of the Navy Exchange Service Command, also known as NEXCOM. Again, thanks for talking with us.
Sure.
We talked earlier about what NEXCOM offers the Hampton Roads community and the benefits around the world, as you have hundreds of locations around the world. But now I want to talk about the opportunity for business owners, for entrepreneurs who maybe want to be featured in one of your stores. So talk about that if you would.
I absolutely would love to. So, as you mentioned, we do offer opportunities to folks in the area to approach us with potential products or services that they have to offer. We maintain about 700 contracts with folks around the world. Everything from the mattresses. I mentioned that we had 39 Navy lodges. All the mattresses that go into every one of those lodges is made right here in Norfolk by Paramount. So a local company. We have contracts for food concessions here in the area with folks like Pollard's, with folks like Soul 757, with Bros Fish Tacos, okay, because we want to keep it fresh. We want to always be bringing in new products and services. We have service contracts with folks like Zoots for dry cleaning. And then we also deal with a range of military brokers that represent brands, and many of them are in the local area too, companies like Europac and companies like Acosta, and they represent brand names or other companies that, and then when we provide these retail goods, they're kind of the broker for those contracts. So there's really a lot of opportunity for folks to engage with us. We have a whole group that deals with small businesses. We have a contracting group that deals with actually executing the contracts. And then we even have a vehicle called a short-term contract, which actually is conducted at the local store level. So right here, you could walk into this Navy Exchange, approach the general manager and say, hey, I have a product that I think would be perfect for your military community, and we arrange for a kiosk in our mall area that you saw here, and on a short-term contract type operation. And so we do that on a frequent basis, where we have vendors come in for a limited amount of time. They have a sale of a particular item, and then we move to something else, and we just kind of keep it exciting. We want that shopping experience to really be new and fresh every time folks are coming in.
You've sold me, Admiral, but
Good.
what if I have somebody at home, an entrepreneur watching, and who says I have a product that would be
Right.
perfect for the Navy
Right.
Exchange? What does
Yes.
what do they
You'd
do?
be surprised how many times I get approached with that, right, as I'm walking around. Hey, have I got a deal for you? But no, seriously. I know you're going to post it up there, but mynavyexchange.com, our website, has a tab that says "Doing Business with the Next." Okay, and it's very easy to understand all the requirements there. It's not hard. We make it easy on purpose because we want folks to come approach us with new ideas. We also have a small business office that deals particularly with small businesses within our contracting shop, and that is also up on the website. And and then, as I mentioned, any of our stores in the area, and we have complexes here at Norfolk Naval Station. We have a big store on Little Creek at the Joint Expeditionary Base. We have a store in Oceana at the Naval Air Station, and then we even have some smaller stores up in Yorktown, at Cheatham Annex, down in Portsmouth, out in Northwest in Chesapeake, in Huntington Hall at Newport News. So we are all around the local area here.
So if you get in one, you could maybe get in all.
Yes,
maybe you can get in
absolutely.
more around the
Absolutely,
country, around the
absolutely.
world.
Absolutely, and in
Okay.
most of those locations, we have food courts, as you see in the one here.
Yeah.
And we're always looking for food truck opportunities, to again mix it up with new cuisine, new concepts. We like to keep it very fresh.
So you have people at home who want to do business here. Any last words to help them be successful in their bid or their pitch to do business with you?
Yes, I would say be persistent. Obviously we're a big company. Again, $3 billion a year worldwide. But we want new products. We want new ideas, and I know there's many out there. So hit the website, if not call.
Okay.
And several of our stores here in the area are outside the gate, so it's easy to come in and ask to see one of the managers. And I guarantee you they will spend time with you and see if it's a product or service that we would want to offer here.
Admiral Bianchi, thank you very much for your
Sure.
time.
Pleasure, Cheryl. Thanks.
Welcome back. Today, we start a new segment. For the next few weeks, we're going to look at smart ways to expand your business. I spoke with Dr. Karen Eagle, professor at Regent University. We talked about what traditional brick and mortar businesses need to know before expanding to online sales. Take a look. So, you have a brick and mortar business. Now the online business world is such a big thing. You want to explore that. What kind of things can you do to figure out that your destination place can now be a destination place to everyone across the world?
Well, it's actually a benefit for brick and mortar stores to go into the online business because you already have that presence. And so by having that presence, it kind of legitimizes you in the customer's eyes because there's a physical location somewhere. So you do exist. You're not just some virtual person out of their house.
Do you think people are afraid of that? Like, who am I buying from? Is that still a thing?
I think there's still a little of that. I think sometimes people think, I wonder where I'm getting this from. Is it, somebody's closet? But now today things have changed a lot since when things we had a website back in 2000 or early 2000, 1997, 8, I don't know, something like that. And so being online and selling online was, nobody sold fashion online back then. But so the physical presence I think makes difference, which is why Bezos has been looking into and I think has opened an Amazon location and wants to have locations somewhere because there's a physical experience there.
So you want to get online. It seems like it's a positive thing. What type of things, should you just jump into it? Should you hire a consultant? What type of things did you do you see now being done to kind of make that transition?
I think one of the things, I think there's a software out there where people can begin to sell some things online that people can use to kind of try it. But I think if you're going to go into it in a big way, if you're going to sell things, you need to be able to back it, number one, with product. And can you get the product? I know I come from the fashion business. After they send you a cutting and you've got the product, it's done. You can't get any more. And somebody calls up and they want your size, you don't have it. So you would have to, if you sold that kind of product, be able to tell the customer, we only have these 3 sizes, we have only one left, that kind of thing. So you have the product issue and then you have the shipping issue. So do you have shipping set up? Do you know how much it's going to cost? How are you going to charge these people? How much it's going to cost you? Are you going to make some money? Is it going to cost you money? And then the other, how about the customer service?
Sure.
Because in today's world, now when you got in the beginning, if you were one of those early people 10 years ago, we didn't expect any customer service.
What is the difference? So a lot of online payment gateways, things like Stripe or PayPal or Gumroad, they range between like 2.5 and 3% plus some sort of per transaction. Is that different than the payment gateways that you would use in a brick and mortar, or is there overlap? What does that kind of look like?
When I had my brick and mortar store, we didn't develop an online presence to that degree because things hadn't gotten to that point, and we carried specialty product, very customized product for people that it wasn't conducive to selling multiple pieces online. So I didn't do that aspect of the business.
And that's also really good because a lot of people would probably think, oh, well, this is selling good, but really the key is the custom piece, and you can't really customize that online in the same way. So really understanding who your customer is, can you find them kind of at scale, which is why you would probably go online, And then can you actually get a lot of them? Can you figure out some of the struggles with payments and online, the websites and things associated with that? I mean, it's a completely different game.
Right, it is, it is.
And so really understanding who that person is and how you can get in front of them. If you were to do this again today, what would be the number one thing that you were looking for?
To do what?
To add an online business.
I would be able to answer those questions. Do I have the product to back it up? Do I have the staff to answer the questions? And how am I going to ship it out? If I can do those things, and so I would look at my store. Maybe I had the store with all these things. Maybe there's these products that are conducive to that. Maybe all this stuff over here is not, but maybe these are. And
so
then,
not every product.
Maybe not. It just depends on how difficult is that, how much customer service and customer touch do you have with that product. That might be a little harder to sell online, but there could be a need for some of these things that you sell. And then you could also call your vendors and see who wants to partner with you, back it up with to help ship it out. Maybe you could partner with them and maybe they would carry it. I don't know. I think that, again, it's homework.
Yeah, great insights.
Thanks.
Thank you.
That wraps up another edition of Hampton Roads Business Weekly. You can like us on Facebook and Instagram at HR Business Weekly.
There, you will find segments from previous shows, plus some great behind-the-scenes pictures and videos. For Hampton Roads Business Weekly, I'm Zach Miller.
And I'm Cheryl Tan. We'll see you next week.
Hampton Roads Business Weekly, sponsored by Regent University and produced by ABC 13.